Hello.
Hello, fuckers! Welcome to another episode of the Reading FC podcast. I tried something a bit different there. Get people's attention straight fucking away. Not pissing around today. And welcome to a new episode of the Reading FC podcast. Today we are going to be doing a build-up to the Bournemouth game coming up today. When you guys watch this or listen to this, or yesterday if you just want to have a catch-up of what we thought going into the game. And some of the news and some of the topics you don't have to listen to the Bournemouth review. You could just skip that bit, which will be at the end, and just listen to the news and the chats.
My hard work.
Yeah, and listen to the debate that we're going to have before, and then go through it, and then just have a nice little conversation beforehand. But before we get into everything, I hope you guys are doing well during this lockdown. I hope everything's okay. If it's not, you know where we are if you need you. We are always here for you as well at the same time. Don't forget, down below in the link is all of the links to all of our social media pages. To everyone that is on the podcast as well, their link is down below as well as Josh's Twitch stream, which he streams now on Twitch. And there is, go and click on there and go give him a follow. So when he goes live, you're able to check out how shit he actually is, and then go from there. Don't forget as well, we do 5 days a week of podcasts. Reading, wrestling, Formula 1, NFL, and another Reading moving forward. We've got some breaking news already this week regarding some of the podcasts. Formula 1, just so fucking good. It doesn't even need the breaking news. That's how fucking good our F1 podcast is. NFL, we are recording live with Ellie without doing the editing that we've been doing, where we will be bringing her on, and she gets to experience the shenanigans of us live. God help her. On there, as well as we hopefully Courtney will be back this Monday for everyone. I was about to say Sunday because that's when we record it. For everyone as well. So yeah, let's get into it. How are you both? You guys are well?
Yeah, it's been about. When did you last talk to me? Yesterday?
Yesterday morning.
Oh, what was that? 36 hours. So yeah, not much has changed.
This is the last, yeah. Because I think we spoke. The last time I spoke to you was when we were on that call when we recorded the NFL podcast yesterday. So yeah, that's good. Ryan, how's work been for you? You been all right?
Yeah.
Good chat.
Nice and quick to the point. Love to say.
Like you come on a fucking podcast and people majority listen to this shit and all they hear is yeah.
Well, no one really cares, do they?
No, they don't.
Let's be honest.
Time, to be honest.
People have pressed the arrow and skipped this bit now.
Probably. So let's get into...
on the little double tap bit where it skips 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Let's get into transfer update. This Keynes fuck me. Can we just have a player that I can pronounce? Canobo. Fuck.
Canobo.
I know a player that you can pronounce.
If you say Gareth McCleary or Chris Gunter, I'll kick you right in the fucking nuts. To be fair, did anyone see that picture of Chris Gunter?
He's viewed himself.
Has anyone seen that photo of Chris Gunter in the wall not protecting his bollocks? It's because he left him in his wife's Perth after he left Reading. So let's go into him. Let's talk a little bit about him. Oh, no, thank you. Let's get into him. He's linked to Reading for a loan. They're discussing terms. Maybe it's rumoured to be it. We don't know how far it is going. They apparently, according to Courtney, they looked at him last summer to bring him in on a loan, but they didn't know whether to go ahead with it. And Fulham wanted to keep him just for strength in depth. So maybe if someone gets injured, he might come in. He's played 5 times in the Premier League this season. All of them coming off the bench. He could play either wing, left, right wing, or cam. He is a former PSG youth player, just like Yako Mate. He's played a total 82 times and 12 goals for Fulham from the £4 million move that he made to them from Genk in 2016. And he's also a Congo international as well. Is that the same? Please don't slaughter me. Is that the same as Yannick Bolasie?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. He just signed for Middlesbrough. Anyway, he was going to go somewhere else, but then so it was between him, Kanebo, and Yannick Bolasie to go to Middlesbrough, and Borough picked Bolasie. Probably because of experience. Let's be honest. He's also got experience. Yeah, and he's also got experience in the playoffs by scoring against Cardiff. in their playoff win to get to the playoff final for them to get promoted. How are you
Didn't he play
guys?
in the Fulham side that we beat in the playoff semi-final?
Most probably. It's 2016, probably?
I think so. Just because I think I remember him being on one wing and Aluka being on the other.
I can't remember. What was the year with Stan then? How long ago was Stan then?
16, 17. So it's the start of the season we made the playoffs. He signed.
Are you going to fucking talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he said this entire podcast is. Yeah.
Ryan, what have you made of this transfer link? It sounds like with the Paunovic's press conference today, with certain journalists that shall not be named because they suck up to any other podcast, who did the press conference today, saying that there are 2 players that they have gone for. Official loan bids have been made. Waiting for clarification from the clubs to see whether it's going to go through. 2-part question for you. Would you be happy if this person comes in? And secondly, who could the other player be if you could choose? What position would that be?
Well, we need a winger, so yeah, I'd be happy with it, I guess. However, if he turns out anything like the last player we signed from Fulham, I'm glad the M4 shut this weekend.
I like that one.
He turned out very shit.
If for those at home, if you don't realise, it's Aluko, in case you're very stupid and didn't realise.
Who else? Who else would I sign? To be honest, I think I said at the beginning of the month, the most important thing for me this month was keeping hold of our players.
Yeah, just going on that, and perfect way to segue into this. Paunovic in his press conference said,
"It's almost like I set it up."
It is almost like you actually meant it. Paunovic in his press conference today said that they have had a meeting with the club and the board with Omar Richards and Tom McIntyre to sign a new contract, but nothing is going to be done now until after the transfer window. They are scheduled in, according to him, to have another meeting either the week after the end of the transfer window to work out contracts for both of them. I think in total there's 11 players, and I think we've all agreed that the main ones that they need to get through is McIntyre and Richards. Do we see any other players?
Southwood's very key one, I think.
I think out of them 3, I think they were the only 3 that we said we'd actually
They're
keep.
the only 3 that we said we... I think there might have been some other young ones we might have said on. I said Shoni Aluko, possibly, if he takes a massive pay cut. Is the other one I agreed on.
Yeah, I think we've all said that. He's the highest earner at the moment.
Baldock can get thrown in a skip as far as I'm concerned.
So expiring in the summer, you've got Richards, Baldock, Aluko, Michael Morrison, T-Mac, Southwood, Smith, and Tetek.
Sam
Tetek, I'll probably give one. Morrison, I would give one.
Yeah, Sam Smith's just agreed to go on a loan to the mighty Robins in League 2 for the rest of the season. So,
well, he didn't have a very good time when he was with Tranmere. He played 7
Yeah, but that was... Is that League 1? Is Tranmere League 1?
Yeah.
Exactly, whereas he was quite liked by Cambridge in League 2 last season. So, maybe that's just his... Maybe League 2 is just his level.
I'd keep Richards, Morrison, McIntyre, Southwood, and Tetek.
Yeah.
See, Southwood, I think I would for sentimental reasons to a point of, yes, he hasn't had the opportunity yet to give it. But would he sign a contract where he's going to be on the bench? Or would he go...
because Raphael is ageing and there's no other...
Okay, so I'm not going to have that bollocks.
He also had options to leave in the summer and said he wanted to stay.
Okay, so the bollocks really about Raphael chat is bollocks because you don't keep 11 clean sheets in the league, second most in the championship, and say that he's not a very good goalkeeper. I'm not having that.
I'm not saying... When did I say he wasn't a good goalkeeper?
No,
I just said he was aging.
I didn't like the way you said it. I don't like the way you said it. I think you should rephrase the way you said that. I feel offended.
I'm not going to rephrase it. I'm not going to rephrase it.
I feel
No, I don't
offended
care
for
if you
Raphael.
feel offended. You've offended me on
personally
this podcast. I
offended.
don't care.
That is offensive to Raphael, and you should apologise to him.
No,
He is
no,
getting
because am I wrong by saying he's getting older?
So okay then, so
He's
got
older now
his
than he was
contract's
when I
got
said
1
that
year
statement.
left.
He's gotten older.
So you're telling me that if Raphael's contract goes out and he doesn't sign a new one and goes, Southwood's going to take over with a player that's not had any championship experience before, that if at that time might be in the Premier League as well at the same time. So you're telling me that when Raphael leaves, he's going straight in.
But Raphael isn't going anywhere.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying
He's gonna
Raphael.
get
I'm just saying he's getting older.
Yes, I know that, but he's got 1 year left on his contract after this season. The way you just said it was that when Raphael gets older and his contract comes up, he may not sign one.
I never said
go.
when his contract gets up.
That's not at all what he said.
Well, it was said he's getting older. And he's going to be a replacement for Raphael.
So what I'm saying is, let's say we have
what he said.
No, it's not.
So let's say at the end of no, it isn't. It isn't. So at the end of let's say at the end of the season we go Southwood. Here's a 4-year deal.
In 4 years' time, Raphael might not be playing.
Raphael will be.
So you're telling me a player of Southwood's ability that's done it in Scotland, maybe Scotland, but someone that needs to be playing regular to get any contention of playing any team, any first team football, is going to sign a 4-year deal when he could go off in the summer and go sign for a club and be a first team choice for a team and be the first goalkeeper and be the main goalkeeper there that they could build the defence around.
Yes, because he had options to leave in the summer, turned them down because he said he feels like it's a realistic ambition to play first-team football for Reading in the future, and that's what he wants.
It may be what he wants, but it probably won't get what he gets.
He will though. So realistically, let's say, theoretically, in 2 years' time, Raphael will be 33?
35, I think.
Is he old? I thought he's 31 now.
I think he's 33 now. Let me check.
I was going to say, I'm on Google.
No, Ryan's doing it. You don't need to Google. Your internet's really slow.
He's 30. And will turn 31 in May.
Yeah.
So in 2 years' time, he'll be 33. In 2 years' time, Southwood will be
25.
Yeah. And Southwood will probably be, I would say, our number one.
Also, you're learning from Raphael as well. It's not like
from a Europa League caliber goalkeeper.
Okay, so yes and no to a point of he's learning from Raphael. Yes, I get that, and that's a good learning curve to have. But it's different to have match experience and match preparation than it is just sitting in a coaching room.
I'm going to ask you one question.
Can I quickly make a point?
Let me ask one question in response to that.
Mm.
When did Emi Martinez get his first team football in 10 years at Arsenal before he came to us?
He went out on loan 50 million times, didn't he? I think, if I remember correctly. I think he went out on loan. The first Premier League game he got for them was
last season.
Wasn't it under Wenger at one point?
Oh, he might have had a few under Wenger when they had
a few under Wenger, I think.
What's his name?
Was it Almira?
Before he joined us, he played 1 game for Oxford, 11 games for Sheffield Wednesday, 8 games for Rotherham, 13 games for Wolves, 5 games for Getafe.
I wouldn't say that's a very experienced man in between the sticks. And look how he's turned out. To put it bluntly, pretty much saved his Premier League career.
He also learned that from playing with keepers like...
Yeah, but that gets to a point, and I get what both of you are saying, and I understand what both of you are saying. I'm not doubting what you're saying. But as a player and as a person, your instinct is to want to play first-team football. If your instinct to going, 4 years' time, I'm going to be number one,
I'm not saying
No, I know that.
I'm saying he'll get a 4-year.
All right, if he gets a 4-year contract, okay, let's say I doubt that he'll get a 4-year. By the looks, he probably might get a 2 or 3 year contract. By the way that they restructure the contracts that they're doing. So if he gets a 3-year contract, Raphael's going to be 35. Majority of goalkeepers, unless your name's Willie Caballero or Tim Howard, they go till 35, 36 because all they do is just
Or Brad Friedel.
Or Brad Friedel. Fuck me, what a legend.
And Paul Robinson.
And him as well. See, goalkeepers go on for extra longer.
Exactly.
And for me, an ambition of a player should be, all right, you don't need me now. Put a youngster on the bench that will maybe need to use it in the future, but I need to go and get first team football. And then either sign a contract, but then go to him, I need to go out on loan straight away and go out on loan and get some first and learn. That's the only thing about doing it.
The thing was, for the first half of the season, that he's been sharing the bench role with Sam Walker, who's no longer here, won't be here next year. So he will be, next season, the outright number 2. And if he signs a contract, there will be a promise in there that in 2 years' time, he will be...
But you can never promise that. You can never promise that.
No,
you
but
you can't promise a player in 2 years' time.
Just can't stick to it.
Yeah, you can promise it.
That's never going to stick to.
Players on Football Manager all the time.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you'll get first team football and just never play them. But as well at the same time, you can't. Southwood has to have a brain around him where if he gets an injury or there's certain circumstances where Raphael gets injured, he comes in, has a few bad games, he's instantly going to be out of the team again, and someone else is going to come in. So wouldn't you? For me, if I was thinking about why have you raised your hand for? And why have I flipped screens? This is you press the button and all my screen has changed around and it's fucking weird.
I think Ryan.
Okay, Ryan has raised. I've got a little notification on my thing saying Ryan has a raised hand. Yes, Ryan. How can I help you?
Okay, I've put my hand down now.
What I was. Hold on, the screen's flipped back. This is fucking weird. I'm just keeping it there. This is. Sorry. I don't know whether this changes during the video or what, but that.
It hasn't for me at all. So.
So where Josh was down the bottom, he was down the bottom for me at the bottom of the screen, and then when he clicked that, okay, now it's fine now because I've rearranged it, and then when I flipped back, I went the top. It fucking flipped me and Josh fucking mind brain. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, what I was going to say is, so what I think will happen if he was to get like a 3-year contract, we've got decent keepers in our academy. So Walker's going, but you've also got like Jacob Anderson, who's had a couple of loan spells away.
Yeah, he's going back on loan at Exeter for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think he's going to go and get first team experience, and then it will get to the point where he's capable, and then Southwood will go to that next level on a loan somewhere, maybe at a high League One or mid-table championship team, to then come back and be ready to take the number 1 spot.
Okay, I've got a question for you both. And take your Reading FC hat off and your academy hat off and think about this logically. Has he got the ability to be number 1? And if he does, do you think he will stay there?
One more thing about what I was just saying as well. I think he'll also be looking at it that Raphael hasn't been in the best of form this season, and he's going to say, if he slips up, I'm going to take that opportunity.
Okay, you can't say Raphael.
Raphael was a purple patch, not a purple patch keeper, but he goes through patches of. He goes through those, but when his highs are high, they're very high, and when his lows are low, they are.
Okay, so how can a keeper not be that bad, but be the second highest goalkeeper with most clean sheets in the league?
Well,
answer me. No. This is a very
self.
Because you've also got to remember that
mistakes this season. That's all I'm saying. He's made the mistakes.
He's made a couple of mistakes. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, but at the same time,
eventually it's going to get to the point where maybe he gets injured. Maybe.
That's another thing with the age as well, is he'll become more susceptible to injury.
Maybe Paunovic thinks.
Yeah, but that's an outfield player, not a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers never get injured.
As a goal, I know, because your body will change as you get older.
Yeah, but then they'll just start passing out from the back. They just won't kick it long anymore.
You still have to make saves. The whole point is, as he gets older, his body will have more wear and tear from diving around and being a keeper, from playing from a young age in Brazil. So how old he is now? He's almost got decades of experience. At some point, he will have a big-ish injury, probably, because most keepers will have a decent injury to their knees, back, hip, something along those lines that will keep him out for a decent spell, which Southwood can then go and grab the reins with.
Right, let's move on from that. He was not even on the topic of...
The key one I want to say is, look, with Cech and Leno, Arsenal brought in Leno ready because Cech was ageing, and then Cech got injured, so Leno came in. Leno then played consistently for years and years, and even when Cech was still a decent keeper, Leno was keeping that because he had come in when Czech was injured and went, I am Arsenal's number one.
Yeah, but Leno established himself in Germany.
But equivalent is Southwood established himself in Scotland. It's just Arsenal.
But he plays. No, not having that.
No, because in terms of level of football, but in terms of level of football.
Yeah, no. Scotland is League 2 football. Germany can play in
because I remember seeing this. Southwood was the first keeper to keep a clean sheet against Rangers in the second half of last season.
One game.
Only keeper.
Leno did it for like 3 seasons while he was in Germany. We're not talking about one season. Leno did it constantly. Very terrible analogy, but I can see where you're coming from. But Leno did it constantly in Germany before he come to Reading. It wasn't like he done it in one season there, went out on loan, did okay there, come back, sat on the bench. He was first choice. He was the main guy in that team for at least 3-4 seasons. It was Leverkusen, if I'm right. I might be wrong. Bayern Leverkusen, constantly being first choice every single season. And he got the opportunity and done it. Southwood hasn't. And that's the thing. And as well at the same time, what is going on with Paunovic and Southwood to a point where if you had a number 2 main goalkeeper, why would you keep swapping Southwood with Walker? What was the theory behind
there'll be some sort of... Because I think there's probably some sort of thing with Walker where he didn't want to just freeze him out like a Jose Gomez might have done.
Rightly so.
I think it was more of...
I think it's a bit of a respect thing for me anyway. Sorry to get my point in, but yeah.
I think it's more of one of these two is going to be leaving on loan.
Yeah.
I don't know which one yet. Let's wait and see who an offer comes in.
I would get that if they played, but they weren't playing. So if it was like a cup game, like the League Cup one game, the first round you put Southwood in goal, and then the second round you put Walker in goal. I would get that. But they play Southwood, if I'm right, in both games, I think. If I'm right, I might be wrong. I
feel Walker has played this season.
He did, but I think I can't fucking remember. I'm too old to remember.
You've got to remember that Paunovic didn't have a full pre-season with these, and not any disrespect to the Carabao Cup and Colchester we played, but Colchester kind of was Paunovic's sort of last pre-season game to see the boys play before we went to Derby.
Yeah, because he had that pre-season game in Portugal, didn't he?
Yeah,
but no one knew what happened in that.
Yeah, we lost 1-0 or something, didn't we?
I saw 0-0. I saw 0-0.
It might have been 0-0. I can't remember. It's on Google, they say.
Right. Well, last question before we get into the Bournemouth, because Southwood and Raphael were not even on the topic of conversation I was thinking about, but it's good to have a nice debate. I don't mind it if people try and prove me wrong, which they just won't. So, Lucas Jow.
Southwood did play the Colchester game.
Walker played the Colchester game.
No, Southwood.
Did Southwood play? No, but what we're saying is, did Southwood play the one we got knocked out in?
I will just find out.
He played the FA Cup.
Yeah, but that's because Walker was out on loan at Blackpool at that time, wasn't he?
But wasn't the game that he played it against Tottenham? Oh, fuck no, I can't bother to think about it.
Or no, because Raphael played the Tottenham game.
I didn't even watch that. I knew Bowen was going. I went. There's no.
Southwood played both in the League Cup.
So Walker was. So there was no need. I don't respect level. I think that's too much respect. Last question for you guys. Lucas Jow. Unbelievable season so far. Absolutely top-notch player. I was going to ask you both this without even telling you the question, and I want to see what you guys think.
Can I just answer the question before you ask?
I don't know what I said. What did I say?
You've not asked the question yet.
No, but I'm going to ask the question now.
I want to answer it before you ask it, because I know exactly what the question is.
No, you don't know the question, and it's not what you're thinking either. So in the month of February and the month coming up, we have 7 games in 20-something days, if I'm correct. How many games is he going to play in that?
How many games? 7?
I think is it 7 or 8 in the space of a 20-day period? I think I can't remember.
Are you counting Bournemouth in that? Because Bournemouth is tomorrow, which is the 29th of January.
I think so. I'm going.
So there's two more days, so it'll be 30 days.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do that. It's 7 games in 30 days. I think it is in total.
If it is 7, I'm going to say 5. If it's 8, I'm going to say 6.
Can I have a quick? When's Puskas back? Does anybody know? I can't remember. I remember seeing it, but I can't remember
I
when.
think I saw it at the end of January. It could be back.
So around now.
It could be back for tomorrow. Could be
Quoted by a certain person we won't talk about, Aruna, Moore and Puskas will be back soon. So I'm assuming that's in the next 2 weeks.
Well, they said more will be the end of February, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, someone we won't talk about said that they'll be back soon. So,
yeah, but they do that on Sky Sports, saying coming back soon when it actually they come back in like a month.
8 million release calls.
Yeah. But they say that, but then at the same time it's like a month when they
it's
actually
like the Athletic. About as strong journalism as Adam.
They do good stuff sometimes. I just heard what you said as well. He's not going to be happy with you because he watches these. So hold on. In February, we have 7 games in the whole of February. So in 28 days, we have 7 games.
In 30
That's
days.
what I was asking is, because if Puskas was back, I'd say then Zhao would play, if it's 7 games, 5, but if it's 8 games also, 5 either way, and then Puskas would just play next year. But I think in the games that I think it'll be 5 that he will start, and then he might come off the bench in another 1 or 2 of those.
Ryan, did you say 5?
I said 5 out of 7 or 6 out of 8. Either way, he's going to play tomorrow, and then 5 in.
Yeah,
because the games in February we've got Stoke, Brentford, Millwall, Bristol, Middlesbrough, Wickham, Rotherham.
I've just seen a new deal loan thing. Oh, yeah. Quickly, just seen this. An American journalist is saying Reading are making a move for New York Red Bulls, saying back Aaron Long. It'll be a loan option with an option to buy, but FFP is proving to be an issue. Centre back from New York Red Bulls.
Centre back?
Yeah, I think that will be a case of. I think that's more one for the summer than.
That's why apparently it's a loan to buy, which I don't think it would be a loan because apparently we're going for 2 Premier League loans, and it's from Talk Reading and it links a guy with a verification tick, and he's got like 160,000 followers in the States.
Okay.
How do you know they're in the States?
Because I've just clicked on his profile and his location says Washington,
all
DC.
their followers not be in the States.
Oh, he's American, and someone I follow who's from the States follows him. That's all I've got on him.
Just seen someone I think might be a New York Red Bulls fan. No, he's just a Reading fan.
I've heard the name before, Aaron Long.
I've heard the name, but I don't know why I know that name.
Have you watched Designated Survivor?
No.
I feel like he might be the president's assistant in Designated Survivor.
He's 28. He's a centre half.
The one with the guy out of 24.
What?
Designated. Is that the one that it becomes president because of the big bombing?
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah. I know what you're on about.
He's also the America He's the USA captain.
How old is he?
He's 28. All his experiences in America.
That's not future-proofing, is it? That's something for here and now. Because if you're 28,
West Ham made an attempt to sign him last January, 2020.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: could it be a Morrison replacement?
Because Morrison, I don't know whether you guys have seen this, but I'm gonna say it. But Morrison's been doing a lot of podcasts with the EFL and other places as well, talking about things. And majority of stuff that he talks about is, I'm looking to finish my coaching badge and to get into coaching once I'm done. Is that getting him ready for the summer?
I don't think so.
He could be on he might get an O'Shea deal. He might get.
Let's be honest. You can make our staff bigger. We haven't got enough people in there already, so you can make him another member of or put him with the youth team.
Well, I was going to say he's already. I saw the thing the other day, and there's not a man who's more prepared to leave football than Michael Morrison, because he owns like 2-3 barber shops. He's coaching the under-14s. He's studying his coaching badges, and he does something else. I think he's got a university degree or something. That sort of.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember it sticking out about him having 3 barbershops because I made a comment saying, "Of course, that man owns barbershops. Look at his trim."
Yeah, isn't he like a qualified director of football or something?
That might be the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's coaching our under 14s, under 15s, something like that. So very youth level, like not anywhere near the first team yet, but it's still coaching possible future professionals.
What I think it could be then, if we do end up signing him, I think what you said about
A John O'Shea.
We all know he left Birmingham because he wanted a 2-year deal, but they only offered 1. So I could see us offering him like a 3-year deal, but the clause in it is after 1 that he retires and it becomes a coaching.
I don't think they'd force him into retirement.
No,
but it will be a reducement in play time or something like that. Like almost
it will be his terms. It will say you have a 3-year deal, and that goes into coaching deal whenever you're ready to take that step.
Yeah, within 3 years, you will most likely just become a coach, basically, or not most likely you'll become a coach within 3 years. And plus, he's a man who already, from the looks of it, commands a lot of respect in the dressing room. You know, he's been around football for a long time. He's obviously got his coaching badges. He's captained us. He's captained us in many. Yeah, how many games has he captained us this season? Do you think?
He's captained us quite a few.
Yeah, I think every game that Moore hasn't played.
Moore hasn't. Yeah, he's definitely, when Moore isn't here, he'll captain the side. Plus, he captained us a few times last season when Moore had his issues with Mark Bowen and got dropped. The main one I remember is Birmingham away. He was captain for the day.
Okay, question for you as well. Let's go back onto Reading and let's get back onto coming up to the game. I've seen an interesting comment here. If Yiadom is 100% fit, or he's not match fit because he hasn't had a first team football yet, hasn't got up to the.
He's played with the 23s, hasn't he? I think.
Yeah, but that's not championship match fit. That's under 23.
Yeah, I know. But
I get what you mean. Does he start, or would you bring him on later on?
I'd bring him on because
play half an hour, I'd say.
Yeah. I think it'll be like Swift. He'll get eased in. 15 minutes here, then up it to 30, then up it to 45, then up it to 90.
Okay, then who starts at right back, Holmes or Estevez?
Right, who have we got the game after Bournemouth? Millwall, isn't it?
Yes,
Millwall
I think so.
At home as well. Is that home?
Yeah. I would start. I think I would go Holmes because I think it's more suited.
Suited to him. The one that also puts me starting Estevez is what happened with him and Aluko last time we played Bournemouth.
Yeah, but wasn't Estevez left back? Was that the left back game?
No, Richard.
He got subbed on.
Yeah.
Do you remember we went through that spell where every game about the 70th minute we subbed off Mate and Holmes for Aluko.
Aluko and Estevez. And I remember them not coping overly well. And Aluko will
understatement.
Yeah. To put it, yeah. Well, Mark had a go at me last time I talked about us getting battered. So by Bournemouth.
What?
Last week I said we got battered by Bournemouth last time. And you just basically one of our many arguments, basically.
I don't remember ever moaning about that.
You did. Because I said we not bottled it, but we kind of let it go a bit, and then you basically just went off at me saying, "Oh, it's not really our fault," and which I agreed to, but we still shouldn't have let a 2-0 lead slip.
No, I would never have said that weren't our fault, because that was a fuckery. We got absolutely annihilated. I don't think I've ever said that we deserve to stay in that game. We deserved to lose after that second half performance. We were fucking awful. Absolutely dog
No,
shit.
but you had a go. You said you were like not had a go, but you were like it was more to do with how good Bournemouth were than to how bad we were.
Oh yeah, you could sell the difference in the way Bournemouth picked up to where they were, but at the same time, we could not handle it. We just thought that Bournemouth were. We decided to think, well, the players did, that they were going to come out and do
the same in the first half,
same
in
thing.
the second half. Yeah.
I think what we said was all 4 of their goals. Well, 3 of their 4 goals.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So according to
Sky,
Sky,
was unstoppable.
yeah, according to Sky Sports, one championship club has made an approach for Aaron Long, with the New York Red Bulls expected to approve a loan move due to the ongoing suspension of the MLS. There is no loan fee, with only wages being the only cost of the deal, according to Sky Sports.
Wait, so we don't need. Wait, what? Repeat that.
Okay, so one championship club has made an approach for Aaron Long, with New York Red Bulls expected to approve a loan move due to the ongoing suspension of the MLS. There is no loan fee, with only wages being the only cost of the deal. There's no talk of option to buy. There's nothing like that. All it is getting them in on the loan. Is that means Lewis Gibson's going back? Does that mean that they're preparing life because of the injuries to Moore? Moore's meant to be back soon, so it's a bit of a weird one in my opinion.
The thing is, you got to think Moore's not back till the end of February, and like you just said, we've got 8 games in 30 days.
Yeah.
And
we don't have a massive squad.
We don't have a massive pool of centre backs as well.
Yeah, think off the top of our head, who have we got?
How tall is this bloke, by the way? Because he looks fucking tall.
He used to have a mullet. Oh, I know where I know him from. He's got Cardiff FIFA, that's right.
But who have we got that would be able to play centre back that's fit? Morrison, McIntyre,
Gibson,
Holmes, but then we can't play him at right back like we have been. But that's not a massive problem. But who else? Who else have we got that could comfortably step in? Gibson.
Yeah.
Gibson. He'd have to be on the left hand side. Which is
if he goes back, that's three centre backs that are ready to step in.
I don't know if Gibson will go back though.
But even
if it's one, because if you think about it, is McIntyre going to be trained? There seems to be a makeshift of positions due to the lack of positioning we've got.
I wouldn't say he's, because I know what you're going to say about him being trained to play on the left. I feel you're going to say trained on the left hand side of the defence.
No, I'm saying are they going to train? Yes, Ryan.
But
I really want to know if that shows up on the recording. Anyway,
it doesn't show up on my thing either.
Oh, it might. I don't know if it's going to show up. Anyway, carry
on. Right. So the thing that I was trying to say in terms of the depth at centre back, also to go a bit further into it, we've got Richards, who is 1 yellow card away from a suspension, and if he gets booked in February. That's one. We're then going to have.
Is that the 10 yellow cards for 2 games? Sorry.
Yeah.
1 for 5. He'll be on.
Okay.
But
didn't someone get 15 once in one season? I think, if I remember. I can't remember.
I think it's Rinamoto on every Football Manager save ever.
Yeah, he always gets. He always gets at least 6, 7. Always.
Yeah.
Easily.
So then we'll probably have to use either Gibson or McIntyre to cover at left back, which will then leave us another centre-back short, with Moore not being back till the end of February. So if we do end up getting him on loan, even if it is for 4 months till the end of the season, whatever, I could see it being one of them where he plays the first month and then hardly until after again. Yeah.
Aaron Long quickly is around 6'2". He's right-footed. So there goes the option of if we bring him in, play him at left back like we have with Gibson. Which would mean we've got
Richards, Gibson, and McIntyre.
No, but what we're saying is if we send Gibson back to get him in.
McIntyre and Richards.
Yeah, I know, but it's the fact that McIntyre has been fairly solid with stints at left centre half.
But he's proved he can do it at left back as well.
No, it's more. I don't know if this is just a me thing, but I like to have
It's just
a left-footed centre-back and a right-footed centre-back on the left and the right.
That's the you thing.
I don't know if that's just a me thing, but
No,
that's
is
the thing.
you thing.
Yeah. But yeah. So then we'd have to play either one of Morrison or this long bloke at left side, the centre back, and he's right-footed, and I don't know. I just don't like that.
No, I don't mind wingers doing that. I hate. You have to play with the foot that you've got in defence. If you're right-footed, stick to the right-hand side. If you're left-footed, stick to the left-hand side.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I hate it. It makes me feel awkward when they try and cut in on their right.
It's also,
no.
It's also because I like when you play out from the back, and then it makes it so much easier to spread it wide because it's just on your left. And...
Yeah, I agree. Right, let's move on. Let's go to
the coaching thing.
Hang on, that's something we should talk about.
Yeah, I know.
No, we're not talking about it.
Because of Thomas Tuchel.
We're not talking about that. Let's get on. Before we get into record, let's look at current form. I'll do current form, and Ryan will go through the past records of the Reading versus Bournemouth fixtures. We'll go recent history, team news, and a little bit about Bournemouth as well. Top scorers and stuff. So at the moment,
quick question: have you gone all the way back to the beginning of time? Because I know you like that.
I went a bit.
I also quick reminder. I need to go in 5 minutes.
That's fine. So let's quickly rattle through this and go through it. So Reading's form, they are currently 5th in the league. Played 6, won 3, drawn 2, lost 1 with a +3 goal difference. Bournemouth are 19th in the form table. They played 6, won 1, drawn 2, and lost 3. But they seem to have been making a signing from Preston. Ryan, can you please go through the past record of Reading versus Bournemouth? And just sort of go through some of the recent history as well.
So, all time, you're going to have to do quick maths here. 86. 111 times we've played them. We have won 42, lost 46, and drawn 25. The last time we beat them was the 10th of April 2001. And in that time, we've drawn 2 and lost 2, other than the win, obviously. Last time we played them was the... Oh, hang on. I need to go a bit further down. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
It still stands. The last time we beat them was 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Most recently, we lost to them earlier in the season, 4-2, being 2-0 up at half-time. And before that, the last time we played them at the Medeski, we lost 1-0 on the 14th of April 2015. We don't score many against them looking at it. I'm just going by what you've put here. Recent fixtures. I pointed this out the other day. I'm not sure who to, but they seem to have been struggling to, let's say, put teams to the sword, if you like. Best way to put it. Last game they comfortably won was probably Huddersfield when they beat them 5-0. Since then, they've had a couple of iffy 1-0s, 2-1s, other than Oldham in the Cup and Crawley 2 days ago. But they recently beat Crawley 2-1, lost 1-0 to Derby, lost 1-0 to Luton, drew 1-1 with Millwall, and beat Oldham 4-1. So they're struggling for form a bit. But I personally think this is the kind of game where form won't really matter. I think that they'll be able to fire their players up pretty easily. If you can't, you got a problem. Team news for us, we should have everyone back available for selection other than Moore. And like I said before, Richards is 1 booking away from suspension. Betting Reading a 5-2, draw 13-5, and Bournemouth 16-5. Top scorers this season are Dominic Solanke, who's got 10. And in second is Junior Stanislas, who has been missing through injury. And
he's meant to be back. He's meant to be back for this game.
Yeah.
Solanke's a Reading
7. other notable players, I would probably say their most influential player is David Brooks. It doesn't take a genius to work that out, but
Very good player.
yeah.
Very good
Also Jack Wilshere, but
Yeah.
I like Jack Wilshere.
Definitely need to get mentioned in Sky commentary about he scored on the weekend or on Tuesday night or where it was.
yeah.
But
yeah. Josh, I'm going to go to you. Tactics-wise, how do you think Reading are going to set up, and how do you think this game's going to go?
So Reading will most likely set up in a 4-2-3-1 as per, with Aluko manning the right-hand side because I don't think he'll start Yak. We will see Aluko on the right, probably again with the same front four, because at least I don't think will start just yet either. I think he's still maybe a week away from being starting again, so probably another game or two. I don't think Pauno will not risk.
I've got a question for you, Josh.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe he would put Elise in, knowing that he'll sort of nurse the injury, but would rather risk a more important player? No disrespect to Millwall, but for a more important game, knowing that we should have the quality to see off Millwall without him.
Yeah, possibly, but it's one of those things that I think it's still how much he would want to risk him. He won't play, considering he was meant to play half an hour on last Saturday, which came out in an interview, but then wasn't deemed ready enough. Maybe this will be the game where he goes half an hour, 45 minutes is the game. This is the game for him.
A point I want to say about that is how dirty were Preston.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah,
you're more likely to get injured against a team playing like that than
Bournemouth, who
Yeah.
don't have many heavy hitters, possibly definitely compared to.
I think it will be a more free-flowing game, whereas
you see a more technical game.
Last week was you couldn't run 5 yards because you have someone flying knee height at you.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I think Paunovic is more likely just to play it safe, I feel. I think it's we'll see him a lot, especially within the second half. He might get 45. They might get a half each, depending on how Aluko's playing. But I think most likely, I like Aluko, but I don't know. I think we're likely to see 45 minutes to half an hour worth of Elise. But I think Aluko will start, especially considering he didn't play horrifically on the weekend. I know Ryan doesn't like Shonny, but other than the free kick, I can't think of what else he did wrong. I can see Ryan smirking on my screen. It's just in front of me. But I think we'll see half an hour of Elise. Holmes will start again. How much I actually gone from hating Estevez to I'd quite like him to start. So I think we'll see Holmes start a right back, and then Yardon might come on at left back, depending if Richards has not been booked after 60, 70 minutes. And you might bring him on the left to preserve, because then if Richards can get through 70 minutes of not getting booked, obviously means.
Okay, I got another question for you as well. Do you think Paunovic could go into the game and sort of Sergio Ramos it and just say, get that booking because we'd rather miss you for this game than Brentford the game after?
Yeah, possibly. He could do, but it depends on what's. I think it's also circumstantial as well.
I've also just Googled it because I know there was another player who is close to a suspension, but Holmes is also one booking away from a suspension.
Yeah, I think he's more likely. I feel he's more likely to do it with Holmes. So I don't know if that's because I think more when I think Sergio Ramos, I think Tom Holmes more player than young, big shithouse. Yeah. Maybe that's what I think more compared possibly, but I think it'll be. It could be one of those that Yardom doesn't get booked, and then in the 70th minute or something, he says to him, "Get booked, we'll sub you off. Your last action is to get booked, basically, and then sub him off." Could be
Do you think something like that could happen?
What's that?
So say we've got Richards and Holmes who are both one booking away from a suspension. Do you think he could Paunovic might say to them, if you get the booking today, we'd rather miss you for the Millwall game than the one the week after.
Oh fuck yeah! I think if we go back a bit before Reading, not even related to Reading, but Jose Mourinho when he was at Real Madrid and they were
that's literally what we said.
Yeah, playing with Ajax. It's one of those situations where I think you have to do it very tactically, and I think you do it at the end of the game, not middle, because then you can get yourself into trouble with that. Doing it quite early on.
What Josh just said is Yeardom hopefully maybe make a bit of a cameo.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's the best way to do it. I think he can't
start to Richards just before he comes off for Yeardom.
No, I wouldn't replace him with Richards. I'll replace him with Holmes. I think just finish it out to play in his proper position. Maybe put Gibson on for him as well. To maybe if we're 2-0 up at that time, just to cancel it out. Now we've got 3 centre backs back there ready to go. So I feel like that's the better option to do rather than go and do that. But I agree with both of you. I think you're both right in what you say, and it's going to be interesting, I think, this game this week. I've seen a lot of people say we have to win this game for us to show that we are automatic promotion. Yes and no. I feel like there's the other games that we still need to do well in, like the Rotherham game and the Wickham game, that we have to win in, more important than we do with the Bournemouth one, because it's Reading. We always slip up against the not so great teams.
I think it's a lot more important now that I think it's more important now that we get a result after dropping points against Preston last week. I don't see it as a must win, but I think it's more a must not lose. I don't think we can afford to get beat.
No, I agree with that, but at the same time, there's still so many games left in the Championship to go. There's not one particular game that really defines where we are now, and we're only in January. The games that will really define us are the ones that become March, April. They're the ones that I always feel like if you go on a run beginning of March all the way to the end of May, that's when you're going in and you're going to be up there. So January, it's good to get the points and it's good to get a point on the board, but it's not the be end or end all for it, I don't think, anyway. Before we finish, let's go on the predictions that we did in the prediction with Adam. Josh went for a 2-1 win. Jesus Christ. Ryan went for a 3-3 draw. Forgot you did that. Yeah, you went for a 3-3 draw.
I forgot about that.
Adam went for a 2...
You know what? I'm changing it. 3-1 win.
You can't change it.
I just did.
Yeah, it stays there. I told you.
Okay, that stays there. But this goes in.
Okay, that's fine. You go on this one.
Ryan changed it to a 3-1 win.
Okay, so you've gone for that.
It's a win-win.
Because Adam changes it on his own when he writes his own little stupid news build-up match report thing that he does. Adam went for a 2-1 loss. And I'm not going to say mine. So I might have predicted us to lose this one. But I didn't know that football.
Oh, he's always so negative.
No, because Bournemouth were in a good run then, and now they're shit. So I will change mine, but I won't change it from there. But I'll change it like what Ryan did. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. But I'm not changing it from the sheet.
Come back and bite us.
It is. It's going to fully bite us in the arse with that is. Fully. I expected it. Right. Let's end it there. We've had a lot of discussions, beautiful discussions. Thank you both ever so much for coming on. Great debates. If there's anything you guys want to discuss, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, if there's certain things that we discussed on here that you guys disagree or agree with, please go and tweet us or write down in the comments down below in the YouTube video or go and Instagram us or wherever you want to talk to us, and we will happily answer and talk about it on the next podcast. Next podcast will be with us three, hopefully. We added with maybe Courtney. We'll see if he's available. Are you watching? May Liverpool?
Yeah, Tottenham, Liverpool.
Okay. So make sure you go check that out. But with all love and care, make sure you all have a very lovely weekend and come on, you Oars. Sounded like a fucking child, woman. Come on, you Oars. Bye.